Hello, this beautiful Tuesday evening here in the sale. The Big D is back with uh, a rather unusual and rather exciting live stream on the Spunky Spectrum Sports YouTube page this evening. Before I tell you about all things Trevor Lawrence, NFL Power Rankings, and the greatest Thursday night football game ever, or not. Please subscribe, like, and share the Spunky Spectrum Sports YouTube page for not only seeing all my live streams, but check out the videos I upload about the Big D podcast. Speaking of the Big D podcast, you can always check me out on Spotify and Apple. So, you know, I don't know what it is this year, but it seems like every week a major quarterback goes down with an injury. And unfortunately, last night, Trevor Lawrence became the latest quarterback to suffer an injury. It was late in the fourth quarter where Jaguars left tackle Walter Litter accidentally stood on Lawrence, and Lawrence went down, limped off the field. I'm be honest with you, thinking about what happened, I'm a little confused why the Jaguars just didn't wheel out a card for Lawrence, because if Jackson's going to pay Lawrence $400-500 million, you would think they'd treat him a little more, a little better than having security guards taking Lawrence to the hospital. But despite what could have been a potential damaging injury, it ended up only being a high ankle sprain. So used to, you would say, well, Lawrence is out 2, 4, 4 to 6, maybe even 16 weeks. But with modern medicine and quarterbacks' pain tolerance, I think there's a chance Trevor Lawrence could play. One, if you remember Patrick Mahomes, he suffered a similar injury a few years ago in Week 1 against the Jags, and then oddly enough in the playoff, the AFC division round against the Jags. Not sure if that's good or bad that Patrick Mahomes has suffered 2 high ankle sprains against the Jags, but Mahomes ended up finishing both games playing really well and then playing the next week. I mean, even the Super Bowl looked like Mahomes reactivated the ankle injury, and the Eagles couldn't stop him. Nobody could stop him. So, and while Trevor's not Lamar Jackson or Kyler Murray, Trevor does use his legs. I mean, he scored 4 rushing touchdowns the last 3 games. And Trevor dealt with a nagging ankle injury last bit of 2022. So he's got experience dealing with ankle injuries, but it's different with an ankle sprain and a high ankle sprain, because it's going to be interesting to see what happens, because we saw CJ Beathard last night. He made some plays, got the Jags in field goal position. Field goal position, unfortunately, Brandon McManus missed one, made one, and then we saw in overtime where Beathard couldn't get the Jags in position, and Jake Brown got the Bengals where McPherson could boot a 48-yard field goal. But obviously, Trevor Lawrence is out any significant length of time. This season is over, and you could even wonder if this season potentially isn't over, because even if Trevor comes back, let's say week 16, where Jackson's got a very difficult game in Cleveland. Myles Garrett against him. CJ Beathard, a banged up Trevor Lawrence, and then the Baltimore Ravens. Oof. I wouldn't want to face Baltimore with Trevor Lawrence at 70-80%. Plus, I mean, Jackson was 8-4, number 4 seed in the AFC, but Indy and Houston are only, a game back now. Jackson's got the tiebreaker with the Colts, while the Jags and Texans split, each winning on the road. For some reason, the Jags can't win home this year. Jacksonville's lost 4 home games. We get the Jags are the kings of London and the road. Like the Jags won both games in London, won road games in Indianapolis, Pittsburgh, New Orleans, Houston. So maybe the Jags are better off playing in Cleveland this weekend. I don't know. But obviously it wasn't just Trevor going down last night. Little Christian Kirk was out on the first play of the game. Chris Herndon suffered a concussion. So the Jaguars medical staff will be earning its money. This week. So obviously if CJ Beathard plays, he doesn't offer the arm strength or ability to throw down the field like Trevor. But if you remember Doug Pearson, Eagles won a Super Bowl when Nick Foles replaced the injured Carson Wentz in 2017. Yes. So if there's one coach who could figure out a backup quarterback, Doug Pearson's the guy. Plus, West Coast offense, whether it's Andy Reid, Doug Peterson, Sean McVay, Matt LaFleur, everybody knows the West Coast offense now. So Bethel can pick it up. And, I mean, Jacksonville might have to win games running the ball and playing good defense. And we saw Josh Allen intercept Tyler Boyd. So Josh Allen is capable of intercepting Josh Allen and Tyler Boyd now. But obviously, Kirk potentially misses the rest of the regular season, if not longer. Etienne was already dealing with a rib injury. Cam Robinson's on IL. The Jags are getting banged up at the worst time. But, I mean, could Lawrence play this week? I mean, it's not on the question, especially with how tough he is. Lawrence has started all 46 games for the Jaguars. So, I'm hopeful he plays because if CJ Beathard plays the rest of the year, Jaguars don't have a prayer A of winning the division or B beating somebody good. And I mean, if you look at the AFC playoff quarterback list right now, it's Patrick Mahomes, Tua, Lamar Jackson, and everybody else because all the other teams are using backup quarterbacks. I mean, Joe Flacco started for the Browns. Mitchell Trubisky is starting for the Steelers on Thursday night. I'll get into that game. Jake Brown is starting for the Bengals last night. Lord knows who's starting for the Jets. Kirk Cousins. Lord knows who's starting for the Vikings this weekend. I think Tommy DeVito is starting for the Giants on Monday night. So it is a strange year with all these quarterbacks. I think there's like 50-something quarterbacks again. And maybe one more coming in Duval County soon. Hopefully Trevor is back because I think in a game where it was supposed to be Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence, it ended up being Jake Brown and CJ Beathard in overtime. So NFL Power Rankings, I mean, it is week 13. Maybe week 13 Monday Night Football is unlucky. But top 5 teams. Number 5, I'm going with the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, maybe a little low, but this is the best Cowboy team we've seen since the mid-90s. I mean, Dak Prescott's playing at an MVP level right now. Stephen Lamb's balling. He's going over 100 yards every game. But it's the other pieces making doubt a formidable team. Brandon Cooks making plays. I mean, Jake Ferguson been a matchup nightmare this year. I mean, if Tony Pollard could score touchdowns every week, the Cowboys' running game could get better because I think Dallas is throwing really well, but with the Cowboys playing some cold weather games, Week 15 in Buffalo, maybe even Week 18 in Washington. I think Tony Pollard could be useful. Plus, you wonder if the Cowboys all regretted not going after Derrick Henry. And defensively, yeah, the Cowboys didn't play great against Seattle, but the Cowboys could put pressure on anyone. They even have Michael Parsons. He's okay. And that Bland guy could take anything back for a pick six. Number 4, the Chiefs. I mean, I don't know what to make of the Chiefs because the offensive line and receivers aren't what Kansas City's had for its previous Super Bowl AFC or Championship Sunday appearances. But give me the best coach, give me the best quarterback in football. Travis Kelce will always be open in the playoffs. And somebody's got to make a play for a Kansas City wide receiver. I mean, I don't know why Rashee Rice isn't more involved. I think he should be. I think he's Kansas City's best receiver. I mean, Watson might be able to stretch the field. NBS could run 9 rounds and probably frustrate you know what out of us. But I think Kansas City needs Rashee Rice. Defensively, Chiefs good. Lost a couple guys on Sunday, but get pressure. Really confuse defense. But will Kansas City's offensive line and receivers A, give Mahomes time, B, avoid dumb penalties, and C, remember to catch the ball? Maybe Taylor Swift could teach them how to catch the ball. Number 3, the Philadelphia Eagles. It is a monster game this weekend between the Eagles and Cowboys. If Philly wins, the Eagles stand a good chance to get a home field throughout the playoffs, which means everybody's playing in the city of brotherly love. Well, they've got the brotherly show. And obviously, Hurts banged up last week, but appears to be fine. It just looked like the Eagles were exhausted from playing 90-something snaps against Buffalo, and the Eagles ran out of gas. I mean, the Eagles are not the same team from last year. Philadelphia either could bludgeon a team early and then just run the ball and just eat up clock. That's not the case this year. Philly doesn't have the same running game and not blowing out teams. And the really good teams can beat the snot out of the opposition. The Cowboys have done it. The Niners have done it. The Ravens have done it. Philly hasn't done it this year. And eventually, when you win games with negative yardage differential, it's going to bite you in the butt. And it did the Philly. But I think the Eagles will be ready. The Philadelphia knows how important this game is because we win against Dallas. So what if you lost to San Francisco? Just beat them in January, right? They're all concerns with the Eagles defensively. Philadelphia's not the same. If the Eagles don't get pass rush, you can throw on them. Brock Purdy was unbelievable. Finding Depot, finding McCaffrey, finding IU, finding Jennings, finding Kittle. And Philly's middle defense, the linebackers and safeties, do not cover them. Philadelphia got Kevin Byner a trade from the Titans and signed Shaq Leonard from the Colts. So I think the Eagles will try and piece it together with anyone they can find and just hope that nothing bad happens. Number 2, probably the most underappreciative team in the league, the Ravens. I mean, Baltimore's always good year after year. With how Baltimore runs his team, John Harbaugh coach, and Lamar Jackson. I feel like people forgot how good Lamar Jackson is under center. They think, oh, he's just a runner. But every time I see Lamar Jackson play, he's throwing beautiful passes. He's running by every defender. And the Ravens are the number 1 rushing offense in the league. same offensive, different offensive coordinator, same scheme. The Ravens want to run the ball and have Lamar throw when the Ravens want him throwing, not when you want him throwing. And the Ravens always seem to have these guys come out of nowhere, like a Keaton Mitchell or Gus Edwards. It's true, Mark Andrews being out hurts, but Zay Flowers looks like a really good pick. If you drafted Zay Flowers in fantasy or best ball, I like your team because Zay Flowers has been in Fuego, Odell, Rashad Bateman. But I look at Baltimore defensively. The Ravens can flat knock you on your butt. I mean, it's not 2000 Ravens, but for a 2023 version, this team can hit you. Kyle Hamilton can play anywhere. He can play linebacker, corner, safety, rush end. And the Ravens come, and I wonder how the Ravens will be coming off a bye. Playing the Rams, it's a bad matchup for the Rams. I think Baltimore, especially with playing only one game in 24 days, the Ravens are going to come out flying, and I think Baltimore could win that game by double digits. And in one, San Francisco. When everyone is healthy, the Niners are the best team in the league, and nobody can stop them. The Jags found out, the Eagles found out, the Cowboys found out. And none of those games was close. The two difference makers for the 49ers are Trent Williams and Deebo Samuel. When Trent Williams plays, the 49ers win. When Deebo Samuel plays, the 49ers win. Trent Williams is still arguably the best offensive lineman in football, and Deebo Samuel is part running back, part wide receiver, part I don't know what he is. He's a football player. That guy could do anything. Christian McCaffrey is going to score a touchdown basically every single week. Brandon Ayuk's been a huge playmaker. Kittle does everything. And Kyle Shanahan puts the 49ers in position to succeed. Brock Purdy's not a top 3 or 4 quarterback in the league, but he knows, but the former Iowa State quarterback knows his role and just basically run the orchestra. And he's done it to perfection this year. So top 5 power rankings, San Francisco, Baltimore, Philadelphia, Kansas City, and Dallas. After a year where it looked like the AFC would have quarterback dominance, the NFC may be thinking, you know what? With all these good quarterbacks either not having weapons or hurt, maybe missing the playoffs, could a Jalen Hurts or Brock Purdy win a Super Bowl this year? And now, oh gosh, oh no. Do I have to talk the greatest Thursday night football game ever? Can I talk about last week? No. Well, the good news is last week's Thursday night game was fantastic between the Seahawks and Cowboys. Because I don't think this game will be. I mean, New England and Pittsburgh this Thursday night. You want me to tell you what the line is? According to the DraftKings Sportsbook, it is Pittsburgh by 6 with an over-under of 30. That means the Patriots and Steelers all projected to score 30 points. Not good. Well, the Eagles and Cowboys are projected to score 53. So one game's projected to score over 50. One game's projected to score over 30. To score 30. Bailey Zappi against Mitchell Trubisky. You know, for two teams that used to have Tom Brady and Ben Roethlisberger playing this game, these quarterbacks have come a long way in a bad way. Because the Patriots can't figure out what to do under center because Matt started and threw way too many passes to the other team, and then last week New England didn't even score a point against the Chargers. And Bailey Zappi's not New England's quarterback in the future, right? I think the Patriots, all for lack of terms, mini tanking for one of these guys, whether it be Caleb Williams or Drake May, because the Patriots need another young quarterback, one with more talent than Mac Jones, because Mac Jones' receivers at Alabama will fall better than the ones he's got now. New England just feels like they lost touch, like Belichick doesn't know offense. Yeah, New England knows defense and special teams, but the Pats don't give a bleep about offense. Can't develop wide receivers. Like every time I see the Packers play, Green Bay's playing another wide receiver, another tailback, another tight end. The Patriots don't develop wide receivers. New England's last great pass catcher was Gronk. And for the Steelers, I think we saw Kenny Pickett's limitations. We might see Pittsburgh with an even worse quarterback because Kenny Pickett's not a franchise quarterback. Pittsburgh just took him because he was a guy they saw in the building. This team should be far better offensively, but Mike Tomlin's a defensive guy. The Steelers want to run the ball and play good defense, but Kenny Pickett's not it. And with Deontay, George Pickens, Pat Frymouth, two good running backs, the Steelers should be better offensively. They're not. And in 2023, the Steelers can't be putrid offensively. Pittsburgh's got no business losing to a dome team in Arizona, and I know they will 17 weather delays, but come on, Steelers. You win that game again. You win that game against an inferior quarterback, a rookie head coach, outside in December. And in the AFC North, right now, Lamar's the only guy with the only healthy quarterback left. Burrow, Deshaun, and Pickett all out with injuries. So, used to 20 points might win a game in the AFC North. It might be 10 with these two games. So, hopefully, we see a few points because I don't know what to expect this Thursday night between two of the proudest teams in the NFL. So, thanks for hopping on talking. Can Trevor Lawrence's injury, NFL power rankings, and the greatest Thursday night football game or not? Hopefully Trevor comes back soon. We get all kinds of chaotic power rankings changes. And this Thursday night football game turns into the GOAT. Otherwise, we all feel really, really bad inside. So, thank you, and I will see you later.